Hi, everyone. My name is Bryan Madden. I'm the graduate assistant over the success coaches at the Tutoring and Academic Success Center, otherwise known as TASK. Today, we're going to be starting a presentation series called 10 Tips in 10 Minutes. Our first topic of the semester is starting the semester right. Let me pull up my little timer and we'll go right ahead. So, my first tip for you is to simplify the syllabus. Rather than the syllabus just being something we have on Blackboard ready to download whenever we need to look at when a due date is, what we ought to do is actually kind of download it and save it onto our computer, saving the syllabus for each class and putting each kind of into its own folder so that we can easily reference it. Not only that, but then writing on it as well, annotating it, highlighting important things such as major assignments, minor assignments, readings, and contact information. That way, when we come back to reference it, we can kind of have an easy look and see, oh, this is the contact information, or this is a major assignment that's worth a lot of points. Second tip is to mark your meetings and makings. So what this means is to, on whatever preferred calendar system you have, online or offline as well, putting in the due dates and the class meetings. If it is going to be something that's online or digital, having ways to set reminders for it and specifying the time based on what type of thing you're reminding yourself of. So for classes, it may need to be that you're reminding yourself an hour before, or for readings, it's 2 days before. Whatever fits in with your schedule. If you don't have a preferred online calendar system, here are some you could use below. You could use Google Calendar for your Gmail account. You can use your phone's calendar and reminder system. And because you're a CSU student, you actually get a CSU email to use that you log into using your CSU ID and password, and that allows you to have access to an Outlook calendar. I use it all the time for my work, and it's awesome for just reminding me of when I have meetings and when I have classes upcoming. Third tip, win your workspace. So especially for those of us who have just online classes, but it's also relevant for those who are coming online and going to school, it's important that we have a workspace that works. So in terms of the online sphere, there's our cyber workspace. And with our cyber workspace, we ought to make sure it's calculated, concentrated, and connected. Calculated. We have a system and we know how it works. We know where everything is, and it doesn't take us a really long time to get to the materials we need to access. Concentrated. When we're working, we're only working on the tabs we needed, not on tabs that will distract us or take us away from the work. And also connected, especially having a good internet connection is crucial for online learning and being able to stay focused and not let lag get in the way. Determine a physical workspace in your home that is clean, comfortable, and conducive. Clean, you're easily able to get to it, and there's no clutter in the way, and there's no clutter on the desk that's going to distract you while you're working. Comfortable. This is a place where even though it's work, it can be relaxation as well. It's not going to do anything to your posture or your focus that makes you agitated. And also conducive. It's a workspace where you know you can focus and where you're not going to get off task. Fourth tip, create course containers. So like we talked about with the syllabus of creating folders, what we ought to do is to create a folder on our desktop to store the documents for the classes and to update this with newly received documents as the semester goes on. What's really nice to do is to organize the files within the folder, having folders within the folder for each assignment or even by the type of material it is, whether that be the assignment sheets, whether that be drafts that we're writing, whether that be the lecture presentations, the syllabus, whatever it might be. These are all important things that should go into these folders. That way, like we talked about with the cyber workspace, when it comes time to work, we can easily go to it and we can find it. Purchase your products. So now that we have the syllabus, now that it's been past day one, we have a list of everything that we need to get. So what we ought to do is combine all of what all of our syllabuses say, or syllabi say, about the needed materials and putting that together on one list and actually devoting time to searching for them and purchasing them, whether that be digitally or physically. That can be a very important part as well, determining what needs to be digital for me to own and what needs to be physical for me to own. And that also plays then in terms of purchasing your products of determining its home. If it's a physical material, find a place where you can easily access it, whether it be a shelf, whether it be somewhere nearby your desk, whatever it may be. It should be in a place where it doesn't take us a long time to find it, or we don't need to clutter our way through a whole bunch of different other things first. If it's online, add it to the course folder, or if it's a online textbook, have the textbook app on your desktop. I have the Kindle app because most of my textbooks are online for the counseling courses that I have. Type in the task timetables. So in addition to typing into your online calendar system about when things are due, you ought to also type in some times of how you're going to get that done on time, whether that be for the major assignments, the minor assignments, or even the readings, and especially the study times as well. Figuring out how you will use time throughout the week to make sure to get to the due date. Add reminders for these tasks. So just like you have reminders for the major, the minor assignments, and the readings, add reminders about the work that needs to be done to be able to get those things done on time. And then especially leave room for breaks. Zoom fatigue, online fatigue are very real things. And what we need to do is to spend some time off the computer, off of the workspace, so that we can kind of relax and get our strength back. Engage the environment. So this really starts to more so focus about our interest and attitude and motivation in the class. Instead of just introducing yourself to the instructor during the planned icebreaker time, take some time to introduce yourself to the instructor via email or just after class, telling them about your personal background and why you're in the class, and even asking about what interests them in teaching this class. From my personal experience with instructors, sometimes telling them about why you're in the class and what you're interested in about the class, well, when it comes time to get to that topic, they'll focus a whole lot on it and get into the places you want to go with it. Prepare questions from the readings for upcoming classes. This can be a great way to kind of guide the class when it comes time for the instructor to say, did anyone have any questions about the readings last night? Rather than having that to be an awkward silent time, having questions ready can be an awesome way to lead the discussion in a direction you want it to go, rather than just being awkwardly silent or it goes in some other direction that you're not interested in. And then especially creating group course chats or course group chats with classmates. So with that, engaging in course-specific discussions and getting to know the people you're in class with as well, especially during this time where we're all online and we can't see each other physically. Find your focus. Again, coming back to concentration and coming back to interest. Read through the course schedule of the readings and answer the following questions about how do these topics relate to my major, my field, and how do these topics relate to what I want to do in this course? So with that, there's kind of a short term and a long term in mind. Short term, what do I want to do in this class? What's going to make me excited to do the work in this class? That's especially important for those open-ended assignments where you get to pick the topic. How do these topics relate to my field and my major, that being the long term? And then also reading through the syllabus's assignment descriptions and answering questions about what skills will I get out of doing this assignment? How do those skills relate to my field? And how do I want to approach this assignment? Again, that last one being important for more open-ended assignments. Specify your strategies. So in examining the assignments, determine what materials you're going to need and what skills are going to be required to do well on those assignments. Not only that, but especially with exams, examine what type of exam it is and determine how to approach it. So with this, it's almost like picking a weapon out of an arsenal or out of an armory, where you won't want to use a weapon for multiple choice if you're taking an essay exam, or you won't want to study for an extended response exam the way you'd study for a math exam. And then lastly, research your resources. Take some time to check the syllabus for any recommended readings. This can be especially helpful in times where you have to do some extra research for the course, or maybe if you find a course to be a little bit more struggling or you're having a hard time engaging with certain topics. Follow CSU social media pages. CSU is a whole list of social media pages on that link right there. And some of them include CSU, Task, Campus 411, Career Services, and many more. And then, of course, checking csuohio.edu for academic resources. They post updates all the time, and it can be very useful to see what kind of resources are out there. All right. And there you go. That was 10 tips in 10 minutes related to starting the semester off right. If you liked what you saw today and you feel like, I really want to work on my general academic skills, or I want to work on time management, I want to work on studying well for the semester, I want to work on just being prepared, Success Coaching is a great place for you. At Success Coaching, we hold one-on-one sessions for an hour once per week where you can meet with a coach to develop your skills, develop strategies to improve your general academic strategies. I'll leave this up here. You can pause the video, but this is how you sign up for a coaching appointment. I hope you've enjoyed this 10 tips in 10 minutes presentation. I hope you have a great rest of your day.